Hi, this is Valeria and this is my first vlog. Since the course started, I've noticed that many exercises were totally new to me. I already knew some of them because they were very similar to the ones that I used to do back in Italy, and it was very interesting to see them from another point of view, experiencing them with new people in a new environment and under another light. But as I said, many of them were completely new to me, and at first I was a bit hesitant and I didn't really get them when it came to act them. Knowing myself, like my personality and my usual commitment, I thought I wouldn't be shy to do anything, but when it came to exercises that really exposed us, even in the most stupid way, in way that we never really think about how deep they are, it was very hard, and I got very vulnerable showing myself to others, which is something that I usually don't feel, like shyness to be exposed. And since, according to this, I found out that I've always questioned myself in the wrong way. But the good is, now I'm starting to learn how to question myself correctly, focusing on my strengths, but most of all on my weaknesses, and getting every chance that I have to straighten them and to overcome them. And see how it changes every time I try again. A weakness that I really find hard to overcome, besides language issues, is focusing on actions and objectives, because during a performance I feel at ease at first, but then my mind starts thinking whether what I'm doing works or not, if it suits the situation in which the character finds itself in that moment. And so I feel like I stop being truthful because I'm overthinking it. I lose focus on action and objectives, my reactions are not truthful, and I lose focus on my partner as well, which should be very important, to be focused on your partner as well, because you're not alone on stage. And so I went on the internet and looked for blogs or websites that discuss this topic, and I found this really interesting article on Mark Westbrook's blog, where he talks about this kind of problem. He thinks that sometimes actors don't revise their script enough, and their acting ends up being general, vague, emotive and empty. Whereas those who had worked on their actions in advance, for example putting a verb before each line, were active, truthful and more compelling. So I have to admit that I've always undertaken the script so far. Like, I've never really worked on it. I was always like practicing after a sight reading, which is good maybe for imagination, but then when it comes to perform it, one should really work on a script and really consider it gold, because from a script you can create a world, in my opinion. And he calls this kind of work, devising this text by putting verbs before each line, actioning, and it's very similar to what we're doing in class actually. So I guess I just have to work on it harder and do it more often, more specifically, and try and take the best from it. When we did our public solitude instead, I found it less hard on one hand in terms of truth, because we didn't have a text to stick on and we were free to do what we felt like doing, and we really went deep into our emotions and feelings and brought it up to the surface. And it was a really pleasant feeling to me, if we can say pleasant for a feeling. And so my objective now is to focus on this analyzing text better, and to be able to feel what I felt in my public solitude every time I become a new character. And that's it. Thank you for listening.